Brown girl, brown girl.
What's up? How y'all doing? I'm back. And guess what? Technically, it's been less than a week since my last video. When I posted the one previously, a lot of time had already passed, so that video wasn't actually 100% current. Anyway, checking in with y'all, seeing how everybody's doing. I am doing fabulous. I'm still bored out of my damn mind. I'm so bored. Nothing too exciting has happened. I did venture out to the grocery store, okay? And I took my son with me. He's been in the house since March 16th, has not gone anywhere except to walk the dog. So I said, I'm gonna take him out. Mind you, head was busted, okay? Boyfriend needed a haircut, okay? His shit was worse than mine. I mean, mine, because I got the whole natural sponge twist thing going on, so I can play that off. My son, he had a lot going on. His daddy cut his hair though. He looks fabulous now. Cut off all the hair that he had because he was twisting with it. He had this whole spiky thing going on. All the teenagers do that, the teenage boys. They look like Sideshow Bob. From The Simpsons. Crazy ass hair. Anyway, he cut it down to almost a brush cut. And he looks cute. Very different look from what he was before, but it's cute. Anyway, so I said, I'm going to the grocery store. We need more food. So I said to my son, you want to come with me? He said, yeah, I'll roll with you. So we get to the grocery store, right? We had our mask. Actually, no, we did not have our mask. This is where the excitement begins, okay? Now, as soon as we walk in, there are two gentlemen that work at the store, the grocery store. And the guy says to me, ma'am, do you have a mask? And I said, yes. He said, is it with you? I said, no. He said, you can't go in the store without a mask. All right, so we had to go back to the house. I had to get the mask. We get back in the car, and I'm at the light. I'm at the red light. I look down the street. There is a huge line to get into the grocery store. That line was all the way down the block. And I was like, I am not waiting an hour, 2 hours in line. So we didn't go back. We did get our mask because I figured if the big grocery store needed it, I'm sure all the other stores are going to need it as well. Mind you, I ain't been outside in a week at this point. So I don't know. Rules are changing all the time. However, my previous trip a week ago, I don't think they definitely were not requesting masks at that time. However, when I came up from the underground parking, it wouldn't let you into the store. There was a sign that said, please exit and go back in. So I went around with my cart and I'm going to the store. And I hear, Miss, excuse me. So I do one of these numbers. Yes? He said, there's a line. I said, I don't see a line. He said, the line is right there. I said, oh, my bad. Then he acts all indignant, right? Well, you already here, you might as well go in. You already halfway in the door. Excuse me. What? He said, you already here, you might as well go in. Don't worry about it, just go. Excuse me. Boyfriend, who are you talking to like that? First of all, okay, when I came up off the escalator, there was no sign that said, please exit and then get in line. It simply said, exit and go through the other entrance, which is what I was doing. I said, now I did not look on the side of the building to see if there was a line because I had no idea there was a line. I said, so I don't have a problem waiting in line. I said, but you need to, number one, fix your sign. And second of all, you really need to watch how you're talking to people because that could be a really big problem like it is now. So the first person in line that was in line to go into the store was a brother. He says to me, don't worry about it, sis. You can go ahead of me. You can go ahead. And I said to him, thank you. I appreciate that. But you know what? I'm good. I don't have a problem waiting in line. And besides, you were here along with all the other people in line behind you. They were here before me. So I don't mind waiting in line. I will get in the back of the line. I said, but you need to watch how you talk to people. I was saying to the other guy. So I get in line. So at this point, I knew now that there was a line to get into the grocery store because they're limiting how many people they're letting in at one time. Okay, fine. Once I got into the store, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in and get my stuff, whatever. So I get the stuff that I can get, the stuff that they actually have, because the shelves are basically empty. And I'm looking at the registers and I'm like, oh, they really are limiting how many people are in the store because there's no line. So I go right up behind the person, not so close, but I go right up in line behind the person that's checking out at one of the aisles. And then I hear again, excuse me, miss. Now I done had enough of this, excuse me, missus, I done had enough of this shit for one day. So I turn around, yes? Mind you, she all the way in the aisle, okay? She's in an aisle with her cart. So I'm like, what a serious attitude, like, yes? She's like, there is a line. And I said, I'm sorry? She said, we're lining up at the aisles, not at the register. You just cut everyone in line. And I said, oh, my bad. I'm mad as shit now. So you would have thought, right, that I noticed in different aisles of the grocery store that people were lined up with carts. Didn't register because I've never seen this before. So I'm going up and down the aisles getting my stuff, and then when it's time to check up, I pull right up like I normally do. I didn't realize those people were in line because they were in line to check out. Anyway, so I got in line. I was like, whatever, okay, it is what it is. So anyway, I'm in line right now in the aisle waiting to check out. I'm like maybe the third person, right? There's a woman behind me, right? Girlfriend is about to cough up a damn lung. She's like, so I look back at her and I'm like, really? And then she's not even, she's like turning to the side. I was like, oh, this bitch about to get knocked the fuck out. Why is she in here hacking like this? Knowing how sensitive things are right now, you're gonna be standing in line coughing like a crazy person. So I'm like, really? And she's like, well, I'm sorry, I gotta get food too. I got my cart and I'm like inching up. Now mind you, they have tape that shows you how to be 6 feet apart, So there's a guy in front of me and I'm looking at him like, and he's like, it's okay, you can come up. So I'm inching with my cart, looking back like this bitch. Long story short, I checked out. I got all my stuff, paid for it, bagged it, checked it out. Oh, but here's the funny thing too. So once I finally get to the register, right? Now in Jersey, they don't give out plastic bags. You have to have your own reusable bag. So I got my bags. I'm putting the shit on the conveyor belt, right? Putting it all up there. I got the bags. So I politely hand my bags to the cashier so she can start bagging. Because before the virus, they still bagged. You just had to have your own bags or buy some. So I hand her the bag, like I usually do. Girlfriend looks at me like this. So then I look like, is it a bag your own lane? And I said, what's wrong? She says, oh, we're not bagging. I said, you don't bag. She said, no, this isn't a bag only aisle. She goes, we're just not bagging. And I said, okay, say what now? She said, we're not bagging, the whole virus thing, and they're trying to keep us safe. So you have to bag your own stuff. I said to myself, now I done come in here, spend $150, $200 on grocery, and I still got to bag my own shit? Really? So I was like, okay. So I'm bagging my stuff, and I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Bagged my groceries, paid for my groceries. So now they have a plastic wall in front of them. They can't cover the whole register, the whole conveyor belt, because you got to put your food on the conveyor belt. So it's just right in front of them where they punch in the information and then you put your card in. So I'm trying to hand her the card. It's like, well, which hole you want it through? Whatever. So I get my stuff, I leave, and get myself home, and I'm good. That was a week ago. Okay. Now, just this weekend, everything was fine. I got my stuff at the other store and went home. But yo, you know what? I don't want to go out. I really don't want to go out now. It is such an inconvenience now going outside. You need a mask. you need gloves. You know, pretty soon they're gonna say you can only wear certain colors on certain days. Like, ugh. I understand the whole safety thing, and I respect that, and I'm all for it. But this is just, it's annoying. And I know I'm not the only person who's annoyed by it. Yes, I understand the whole purpose of it is to keep ourselves safe, to keep others safe. I understand that, and I'm for it. I will be the first person to say this shit is annoying as hell. And anyone who says, oh, but yeah, but you know, you can't say that, bullshit, because a lot of y'all feel the same way I do. This is so annoying. But I get it. I get it. But I just feel like the communication at these different stores, you know, and these different places of business, you all need to communicate effectively. Motherfuckers don't communicate effectively. You'll do something that you normally do or do something that you think you're supposed to be doing, and then they scream on you like, what you doing? You didn't tell me. I don't work here, or I don't own this business. I'm coming in and I'm being a patron. I'm giving my money. You need to tell me what you want me to do. Like, that's not my responsibility to just know. You didn't send out a fucking memo. I didn't get a flash email on my damn phone. Like, what? How was I supposed to know that? So it's just, it's annoying. Getting places and not knowing what you can and cannot do. And then when you do something that you're not supposed to do, people look at you like, so that aspect of it I don't like at all. But I'm learning to adjust. Last but not least, I wanted some Chinese food over the weekend. I love shrimp and broccoli, okay? So there was this Chinese place not too far from us that was open, but now they're not. And I haven't driven there to see if they're closed permanently or what's going on, but I called, they don't answer, so I'm assuming that they are closed. So I said, I'm gonna look up a recipe for beef and broccoli and brown sauce. And I made that Saturday. Can I tell you? That shit was finger licking good. I did good with that. I made the brown sauce and everything. I didn't have any beef broth, so I just added water. But it worked out nice. It was so good. I think next time I'm gonna do shrimp and broccoli. But can I tell you? I spent 45 minutes driving around trying to find some broccoli. Nobody had fresh vegetables. Nobody had broccoli, right? Then I started thinking, okay, what about a fruit and vegetable stand? So I said to my son, we gotta find one of those stores or one of those stands. They gonna have broccoli. So after riding around and trying this store, this place, that place for 45 minutes, I finally found a fruit and vegetable store. You walk in and the shit is just lined up like a farmer's market. Went in, they had broccoli, fresh broccoli. So yeah, I got me like 4 or 5 crowns, took that bad boy home, washed it, chopped it up, and made that beef and broccoli. It was good. It's amazing what you can do when you don't have any other options. I mean, I can always cook. I've always cooked. But there are certain things that I'm like, I'm not making that shit. I'm gonna just order it. But since you can't do that now, you have to either make it or you just don't have it. You got to get creative with it. And I did pretty good, yo. I'm proud of myself. That's what's been going on in my life. For some reason, I seem to always miss shit. You know, how did everybody else know that you couldn't get into the store without a mask? How did everybody else know that you had to line up to get in the store? How did everybody else know that they were only letting in a certain number of people at one time? How the fuck am I supposed to know that? I'm always the last person to know, and people looking at me like, she ain't know. But I really did know. Like, things don't hit me like it does everybody else. I'm a little slow with shit like that. Just in general, like, shit goes over my head all the time. Hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I am glad to be back in touch with you all. I hope everybody, again, is still happy, is still healthy, showing no symptoms. And I hope you all have found something fun and interesting to do with your time. Stay positive. We're going to get through this. Warm weather is coming. I'm hoping late June, maybe early July, 4th of July, we can be out the house moving about. It's still going to be very limited once we are able to move about, but at least we'll be out. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Melanin poppin' got me thinking I've been out of pocket like the money I spend. You deserve the W, not Best West staring in your mother cute. Growing old with you was not a concern. I love the way the sun